I mean, so far, kind of been of a sloppy game, and that's just the outlook of where they stand in the standings. They just got to have a learning curve has just got to be a little bit greater for these two teams, and
a lot of youth on both sides, too.
Absolutely.
A lot of youth starting on both sides.
You see it right there. Lila Gardner, 24 for Franklin, a freshman, starting the point guard position.
Lila Gardner at the point, and a lot of the offense out there for the Lady Rebels going to be looking for number 30, Kate O'Neill, a big presence down low offensively and defensively, and going to look through going through her as from deep was Lauren McKnight, unable to hit, and the Lady Cougars looking to break this 4-4 tie. Hannah Wright going up strong. Hustle offensive rebound by Maya Boyer, unable to follow up, and the Lady Rebels maintain or gather possession.
Well, if you look at the Centennial Lady Cougar roster, you notice they only have one senior on there, and if you look at the Franklin roster, you see 0 seniors.
That's right.
So you talk about growing pains for both these teams, and it's going to be a long season. So both these teams at the bottom of the standings, so both these teams are looking for build momentum as the district tournament is going to check that region tournament is going to be coming here in a few weeks.
Sure. Yeah, and both coaches have talked about it. And if you're looking over there on that Lady Rebels sideline, Jay Johnson, head coach there, veteran coach at Franklin High School, back as the women's coach, and a lot to improve, a lot to work on, and his veteran status and his coaching staff, very good attitude, positive attitude on that team, and they're looking forward to moving on as well as moving forward as well as Coach Brad Simmons there at Centennial. Hannah Wright, that lone senior, as you talked about, Paul, being the vocal leader on this team and in this locker room. Their leading scorer, number 24, Sheraton Foster, more the leader on the court. Let her actions speak louder than her words. And we'll see right now as we're still locked 4-4 with 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter, as we break that 4-4 tie. Maya Boyer for the Lady Cougars.
Yeah, we have two teams that are struggling. Some of those easy shots failed to go in, but that time Boyer got it to settle in on the back of the rim and roll in. So 6-4 Lady Cougars.
Setting the ball at the point. Bergen Ali getting it to Lauren McKnight, unable to finish. And the Lady Cougars with the ball with Sheridan Foster bringing up the point. As the Lady Cougars set up the offense, driving in hard and one with the finish off the backboard. Sheridan Foster with a three-point play opportunity coming up.
Sheridan Foster has made some couple of big plays already in this contest, as she is got 3 points on the night already, trying to add that with the free throw.
High motors Miss Sheridan Foster has as she converts on the three-point play, extending the lead for the Cougars 9-4. As once again, welcome to our WCTV broadcast. We are broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook.
We see the difference right now. The Centennial League Cougar bench is, they're fired up. They're clapping. They feel like this is a game that escaped them early on in January. They lost by, 11 points, Parker? And
I think it was
55-44.
55-44,
yeah,
that's
so,
right.
They feel like this is, their one time maybe to steal a district tournament or district game, excuse me.
Yeah, you got to love the camaraderie and the encouragement from the bench that we're seeing and hearing all the way up here, as you mentioned, for that Centennial sideline. As unable to convert McKnight on the free throws, but Hammond for Franklin able to regain possession as McKnight getting a second chance from three. 1 point ball game, 1:50 left to go in the first quarter. Sheridan Foster and the Lady Cougars looking the ball inside out. Nice finish inside to Skinner. Back out to Maya Boyer.
Oh, my.
What an answer.
Reggie Hammond.
A little kiss off the glass there too, Paul.
Absolutely. And Brad Simmons, the coach for the Lady Cougars, says, hey, I want to call a timeout after that one.
Slow it down just a little bit, and the buckets are starting to fall for both teams there on that little transaction of play.
After a little slow start. for both teams, kind of sloppy. Things are kind of settling in. People are starting to make some plays, and sometimes you have to bank a 3 in to make it happen.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Throw the ball up, good things will happen. And, no matter the standings, just the Battle of Franklin itself, both this game and the magnitude of the rivalry for both of these schools and both of these teams right now is showing. And so far, so good on a good start to this first quarter. So after the timeout, Sheridan Foster and company start the ball. Around the horn, unable to hit Harper Klein. And the Lady Rebels will take over, and I will correct myself. That was Harper Klein who made that three-pointer earlier. My mistakes. And a little full-court press here by the Cougars. Lila Gardner intercepted by Skinner. Here come the Lady Cougars.
Well, turnovers kind of been the Achilles heel for Coach Jay Johnson and the Lady Rebels. Oh, my. No
Great
foul
defense. McKnight all the way and going to get her on the travel. But, yeah, hard play there.
Yeah.
Refs let him play, and nonetheless, McKnight unable to finish the turnover opportunity into points. And the Lady Cougars will regain possession as Taisha Hodge back into the game for the Lady Cougars.
Sheridan Foster asking, what was that bus number that just ran me over? Man.
Goodness gracious. Great defensive play by McKnight as we see Franklin going into a zone defense here. Harper Klein finding her hot spot, unable to finish.
Nice block out by Ren Doran right there, number 11.
Doran gives to Gardner, and Gardner getting it up past the timeline, and McKnight holds as we reach 20 seconds left to go here in our first quarter. Good ball moving up top. McKnight kicks. Hammond, long shot.
No, you couldn't. Not a good angle to bank one in right there for Reggie Hammond, but you got to like it. You feeling it? Go ahead and let it happen.
Got to love the effort nonetheless.
Absolutely.
On both sides. And after Hammond and Foster unable to finish at the closing seconds of our first quarter, we have a 1-point game as the visiting Lady Cougars lead 12-11 over Franklin. So turnovers were a part of that first quarter, as you mentioned, Paul. And what do both teams maybe need to maybe slow the game down a little bit, get their feet underneath them?
For the Franklin side, obviously we need to get Kate O'Neill back in the game. The post player had picked up 2 fouls early on, had to sit from about the halfway point of the first quarter. Now what needs to happen is, on the Centennial side, I think they may have the advantage when it comes to team speed, and if they can continue to create turnovers, they just got to convert off those turnovers.
And it's kind of hard not having that inside presence for Centennial, getting inside and converting on those turnovers. Franklin seems to be doing a good job keeping the ball on the outside and forcing Centennial into turnovers as they try to get it on the inside. But like you said, I think Kate O'Neill is going to be as a big factor if Franklin wants to it's only a 1-point game, so I don't want to say stay in this game, but maybe kind of take it into their own hands, if you will. So Hodge inbounds to Sheridan Foster, and we get our second quarter of action underway as the Lady Cougars lead by 1, 12-11. And the Lady Rebels stay in that zone defense, Paul. Nice defense and steal.
Yeah, Rendorn right there with the pick. And now let's see, Franklin right here got every possession counts. As old saying goes, I like to shoot it before we turn it over. Get a shot up. You never know.
That's right. As Lauren McKnight has shown she is not afraid to put those shots up, as working it around. Hammond, strong drive. Unable to finish as Skinner with the rebound. Foster brings the ball back up court. Couple misses on both sides here to start the second quarter. Deep three.
Oh my.
And you know, Paul, last week, Taisha Hodge was able to throw down a couple of those long threes against Independence.
So she got the green light.
Not afraid. Green light again on the other side.
Wow.
For the Lady Rebels as Gardner unable to hit. And here come the Cougars fast. Down low, Hannah Wright And turnovers once again.
Yeah, the young lady with the ball right there, Bergen Ali, she has got to get open and get some good looks. Oh, that's a great pass by Ren Doran.
Great look down low. Hammond gives it back to Doran, trying to set something up, able to draw the foul on Skinner. And, Paul, you were talking about their sophomore guard, Bergen Ali. It's a name we talked about some last year, too, coming off the bench as a freshman. And key staple to this lineup this year as a sophomore.
Yeah, only has 2 points on the night. Those were 2 free throws early on. So she's got to catch and shoot. She can make things happen right there.
As taking the words right out of your mouth, Bergen Ali with her first three-pointer of the game, and that gives the Lady Rebels the lead at 13-12. 6:23 left to go in this first half. Working inside out. Centennial Hodge inside to Hannah Wright. Strong off the glass. Offensive rebound. Pinballing around.
Yeah.
Foster from three and hits.
Bang.
Great hustle down low on the offensive boards by the Lady Cougars, finding their leader, Foster, outside. Hammond down low, blocked by Maya Boyer. Looks like Ali's going to get caught there on the reach in. So that'll be the first foul on Bergen Ali.
Yeah.
That'll be the 7th team foul for the Lady Rebels. That will give 1-and-1s for the Lady Cougars for the rest of the half. Foster is off, and here come the Lady Rebels. Long pass. Doran unable to hit Ali. And here comes Kate O'Neill with those 2 fouls. Coach Johnson trying to buy a little bit more time for the junior.
Well, sitting in that zone defense should help Kate O'Neill.
Sure.
She just not get too overly aggressive. Well, that's a good pick right there.
Very nice defense. And quickly they get the ball to her. Kate O'Neill up and under.
Nice pass. Gardner to O'Neill.
And little teeter-totter action, our scoreboard here. 16-15, Lady Rebels regain the lead. Staying in that zone defense. Hodge gets to Foster. Foster with the quick trigger. And looks like they are going to get Doran on the foul. 3 free throws here for Sheraton Foster. So that'll be number 2 on Doran. 8th team foul for Franklin.
And we talk about little things that can frustrate you. Fouling a three-point shot is got to be in the top 3.
3-point shot that was overshot as well.
Absolutely.
So that'll be something that Doran will put in her back pocket. And 2 for 2 so far for Foster from the free throw line. Gives the Lady Cougars the lead back. And Doran will take a seat with her 2 fouls, bringing back Reggie Hammond into the game for the Lady Rebels. And 3 for 3 for Sheridan Foster. 2-point lead for the Lady Cougars as they show press. Bergen Ali, fast break. And almost able to connect. Yeah. Great job beating that press. Bergen Ali drawing the foul.
You know, if there's one player you'd want to have on a breakout right there, Bergen Ali's probably the best one you got if you're a Lady Rebel fan.
Absolutely. And, you know, as she makes the first, that's something that Jay Johnson, coach for the Lady Rebels, mentioned that, you know, at the beginning of the year, they couldn't buy themselves out of beating the press. And as we see right there, as the season's gone on, and as we saw right there, that easily got through the press, communicated, and got Bergen Ali down to convert hard 2 points, but tied the ball game back up.
Yeah, Coach Jay Johnson, his first shot at coaching girls basketball, and I think he's is a learning process of what you can and can't do, and things are coming around now. He's not.
Now he's used to
W's
success,
up,
right?
But he's definitely competitive.
He's used to success, right? In his tenure of coaching, especially here at Franklin, right? And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I guess my point is it just pretty good promise with a young team like that. No seniors, and he's got
the translation
everything.
From boys to girls, though, it's a slight difference. Got to tweak certain things, and you know,
kind of have to slow the game down a little bit, maybe.
Well, yeah, you just got to be used to some of the little things that, you know, the excessive amount of turnovers, poor decisions sometimes happen with young teams like that, and you know, he's just going to have to understand that those things kind of come with it. But as these girls get older and they continue to play together, definitely going to be exciting for the Lady Rebels here in years to come.
Absolutely, and he's the guy for the job to do just that, and a lot of promise over there on the Lady Cougars sideline as well, as Brad Simmons and company working with another young lineup. Yeah. But tonight, great basketball on both sides as the ball is moved around by the Lady Cougars, trying to beat that zone defense by the Rebels and see who keeps the possession. I believe it will stay with Centennial, but good job by the Lady Rebels defense. Skinner pressured again, and Bergen Ali again showing up on defense for you, Paul. As trying to find Lila Gardner, trying to find Kate O'Neill down low, as we see Jay Johnson, as mentioned before, first-year head coach of the Lady Rebels, looking to defend home court and get district win number 2. Ali with the give from O'Neill around the world and in. So Bergen Ali, 10 quick points here in the first half as the Lady Rebels take a 21-18 lead. Centennial working the ball inside out. Harper Klein unable to hit, and here comes O'Neill. McKnight slowing the ball down. Gardner over to Ali, and she's hot, Paul.
Yeah, she's feeling it. 13 so far.
And here is where Centennial cannot panic.
Absolutely. That's a great observation right there. And there's their answer.
And Taisha Hodge.
Yeah, you talked about it. Green light from anywhere.
Not afraid to shoot it at all. You give her a little bit of space and she'll do it, and realizing her team needing a big bucket and hitting it. McKnight following her own rebound.
Nice hustle.
Hot hand. Ali. And Skinner with the defensive rebound.
Coach Johnson can't be upset by that shot by Bergen Ali. I mean, she's hit 3 in a row, so.
Shots do not fall in if you don't shoot them, like you said earlier, Paul. So zone defense still for the Lady Rebels, holding on to the 3-point lead. And Sheridan Foster and company trying to work a play out. Harper Klein from the elbow.
Oh, nice rebound.
Rebound down low by Catherine Ligon.
What a pass and a basket. O'Neill.
Beautiful transition basketball. Kate O'Neill scoring her 6th point tonight. 26-21, Rebels lead over Centennial. 2.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Centennial still trying to decipher this zone defense by the Lady Rebels. Moving the ball around. Great defense by Ali once again. And that jump ball will give the Lady Rebels possession. Man, you say Bergen Ali's name one time at the beginning of the broadcast, and she is playing her game tonight. (26-21). Lady Rebels lead by 5 with 2 minutes left to go here in our second quarter. First game of our doubleheader, girls action. Kate O'Neill double team. Nice left hand.
Nice setup with the right, and it goes back with the left half hook.
Beautiful play down low. Centennial still trying to get inside this 2-3 defense of the Lady Rebels.
May Skinner, number 12 for Centennial, is begging for the ball.
And good hard defense there by Lila Gardner. Almost getting the turnover. Instead, off the baseline, Lady Cougars will have the inbound as Juliana Garrison is in the game for Centennial.
Uh-oh.
Nice little move. Unable to hit was Garrison, and here come the Lady Rebels. Hammond drives hard around the horn. And unable to hit Swiger. Sheridan Foster rouses up the ball. We have a jump ball with the possession staying at this end. Paul, so far, after that timeout, Centennial's turned the ball over 3 times.
Yeah.
Unable to get a good shot off.
Yeah, and give credit to the Franklin Lady Rebel zone defense. They have made things a little more difficult. Uh-oh.
Hodge, the high arcing 3. Foster able to get the rebound, drawing the foul on Ali.
And that's 2 on her. So, Coach Johnson, I don't think he's tapped into our live feed, but right here I would get Kate O'Neill back in on the offensive end right here with 59 seconds.
Yeah, with that 7-point cushion. Foster hitting her first. Foster staying hot from the line.
Oh, you're welcome, Coach Johnson.
As Doran and O'Neill, as Paul Brees said, come back into the game.
When your scores are limited, you got to get them in the game on the offensive end as best possible.
That's exactly right. And off the miss, McKnight will touch the ball last.
Wow, kind of questionable. That's all right.
So after the missed free throw, Sheridan Foster will get the ball back with 55 seconds left to go in this first half.
That's great defense by McKnight. So you just can't get things on the Centennial, just having a tough time with this zone. Oh, and that is 3 on Bergen Ali.
2 quick ones here in the final 60 seconds. You're right.
You got it.
Looks like she'll be going to the bench for the rest of the half here.
Coach Johnson mentioned foul trouble being a issue here in the last few games. You just can't, obviously not as deep on the bench as he would like. So, you take out 1 or 2 players and things kind of
that's right.
become more difficult.
That's exactly right. And a big factor here for Centennial to stay in this game is to get Franklin into foul trouble and succeed with these free throws, as Sheridan Foster 1 for 2. Hustling after that rebound. They're going to call her out. But after a good hustle, the Lady Rebels will get the ball back with 43 seconds left to go. That's 12 first half points for Sheridan Foster after that miss, leading the way for the Lady Cougars. Working the ball around.
Throw it to the post. I would think Coach Johnson would like to get Kate O'Neill a touch here.
Well, with no shot clock, you'd think they could just chill with it and wait for the last shot, as it looks like they might do. But, yeah, there at the beginning of that possession, Kate O'Neill down low working hard against Skinner.
Yeah, I saw that. Or with the 5-point lead, it looks like the Lady Rebels going to go take that last shot.
Who do you think's going to get it?
Well, I would think that you'd be shocked about who's going to touch this last. It's going to run down. It's going to be McKnight. No.
Kicks to Doran.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That was close enough.
I could have named anybody. It wouldn't matter.
Well, good ball movement by the Lady Rebels, unable to connect the buzzer beater. Here at the end of our first half, the Lady Rebels 28-23 lead over the Lady Cougars of Centennial. We will be right back for second half coverage here with WCTV Game of the Week. Welcome back for second half action here, or game one of our doubleheader tonight, as the host Lady Rebels lead 28-23 against the Lady Cougars of Centennial. And after a turnover-ridden first half, Paul briefs both of these teams coming out of the locker room trying to get momentum, and if you're the Lady Rebels, trying to inch away on this lead and pull away.
Well, I feel like right there that just set the tone for the halftime speech by Coach Jay Johnson. We're going to try to go to the post with Kate O'Neill, and you know what? Try to establish the inside game, and that's going to open things up for Bergen Ali, where she doesn't have to hit that quick release button. Obviously, she can do it, but if you create a little space for her, she would like that.
That's right, and early fouls kind of kept O'Neill on the sidelines, as first 2 points of the second half from the free throw line by Kate O'Neill, and that brings the lead to 7 for the Lady Rebels, and Sheridan Foster and company with the first possession of the half for Centennial. Skinner working hard down low against O'Neill.
And Skinner just can't get anything done. I mean, Kate O'Neill is such a presence in the post. Great defensive flair.
And this is a 3-year starter in Kate O'Neill as well. Has the experience down low, probably against a lot of taller, bigger, and tougher opponents in her career as a junior. But Maya Skinner doing a really good job down low, trying to keep O'Neill at bay, as 2 quick fouls for the Lady Cougars to start off this half. And a hard collision as O'Neill against Hodge. Hodge knocking the ball out of bounds.
And there's been a couple of no calls.
I was going to say, I didn't know if they were going to get a foul there or not, but nonetheless, good defensive play by Hodge. Inbounds, unable to hit was Swiger. And Taisha Hodge starting the ball down for the Lady Cougars.
And the Lady Rebels now in man-to-man defense, where they first half they went, mostly zone defense. So now we got a quick sub. It looks like
Hodge was shaken up after that collision with O'Neill.
I think you're right.
So Harper Klein into the game for the Lady Cougars. And that zone defense that the Lady Rebels had there towards the latter half of the second quarter showed to work really well, as man-to-man works here, as Ali and company bring the ball up for the Lady Rebels quickly.
Oh.
Too hard for O'Neill, but Doran with the offensive rebound. And from the corner, unable to hit was Gardner. So slow start from the field for both teams. Free throw shooting has gotten our points this half. And the Centennial Lady Cougars still looking for their first points here in the quarter. As Sheridan Foster, 12 points in the first half, leading the way for the Lady Cougars. And another no call as she off balance, off the glass. Sheridan Foster getting the Lady Cougars on the board. Kind of getting her feet tangled up, but great finish. We have a 5-point game. Lady Rebels looking to answer. Lila Gardner unable to, and I think Ren Dorn's going to get called for over-the-back call there.
I believe you're right. And that may be 3 on her, so here comes a quick sub as McKnight into the game.
So that is her third, team first for the Lady Rebels. And so far, back and forth game.
Oh, wow.
Sheridan Foster.
Oh, my.
Goodness gracious. Pump them up, Miss Foster. Following up the missed 3, getting her Lady Cougars within 3. And full court man between Foster and Hannah Wright, stopping the ball. And a little bit of a momentum swing here, Paul.
Yeah, well, and obviously Lila Gardner, the point guard, kind of ran away from that possession right there. And that almost cost the Lady Rebels a turnover. Here comes a nice Euro step from Kate O'Neill.
What a play. Maya Skinner looking to take the charge And just going right around Kate O'Neill. That is 12 points for the junior. 32-27 with 4:48 left to go here in the third quarter.
Here comes the zone. Here comes the zone, Lady Rebel defense.
Good call there, Paul Brees, as trying to fit it inside. Maya Skinner unable to connect.
And Coach Jay Johnson realized that Foster was going to just throw it up, and she was going to go get it and against the man. So there's the turnover.
We'll see how that affects the next offensive possession for Centennial as McKnight kicks to kicks to Ali and back out to Gardner as the Lady Rebels set it up. 5-point lead. Lady Cougars trying to keep this a ball game. Maybe force a turnover here. McKnight from three says no.
McKnight was 7 on the night.
Finally getting it started from three there. And here's that 2-3 zone you spoke of. Trying to work it inside. Who are they going to call here? Looks like they're getting McKnight.
Yeah. That was close. If Kate O'Neill would have picked up her third right there, but
that was my initial thought. So both teams with 2 fouls here in the second half. And Centennial still trying to get the ball in down here below their own net. We'll kick it out to the corner as Foster gets play started. Harper Klein pulling from three and had some space.
Oh my.
Unable to hit. Long pass. Skinner unable to break it up. Lila Gardner from the elbow. Oh man, they're going to keep the ball. Say it was off of Skinner, so the Lady Rebels will stay with the ball. 3:41 left to go here in the third quarter. Centennial sticking with a man. And man, Paul, defense is kind of the name of the game here in the third quarter.
Centennial's kind of picked it up this possession on the defensive end. Gotta throw it in. Backside.
Backside indeed.
Look at that.
Third try down low.
Ali, 4-3.
Schweiger unable to connect down low, getting her third offensive rebound, finding Bergen Ali with the hot hand.
Yeah,
and
Brenna
Paul, that's
Schweiger.
16.
Brenna Schweiger right there. 3 shots at it, couldn't get it to go. Found 15. Bergen Ali, and that possession right there was huge. As now it's a 11-point lead for the Lady Rebels.
And that's just a testament of Brenna Schweiger's game down low, just not giving up on the play and finally getting a good opportunity to find her shooter. And like I said, Bergen Ali with those 16 points and showing that she is dangerous. I think right now, Coach Brad Simmons on the Centennial sideline is going to try to find a way to pick apart this zone defense that the Lady Rebels have been very successful with. There towards the end of the first half, as we touched on, and now since they've made that adjustment and moved back in here in the middle of the third quarter, I think it's done its job. So 45-second timeout here called by Centennial. Like Paul Brees said, we have an 11-point game, 38-27, Lady Rebels over the Lady Cougars. The Lady Cougars have had a hard time finding the bottom of the net here in the third quarter. Franklin's defense has been on point with their zone as they come out with a man-to-man press. Foster fighting to get it over the timeline and is fouled, drawed on Lila Gardner.
Well, and that's the thing about, if you want to try to turn the defensive up, I like the change, but, you can't start getting people in foul trouble when that's been kind of one of your Achilles heel is foul trouble for the Lady Rebels.
That's right. I mean, you stay out of foul trouble, just trust your defense and let the other team throw up errant shots. But Centennial doing a good job drawing fouls at times. Hannah Wright unable to connect. Trying to stay with it for Centennial was Boyer. And I think they say it's going to be off of a Lady Rebel. Possession arrow stays with Centennial. Big possession here. Need to get on the board if you're the Cougars to try to slow down this run that Franklin is on. From deep, Harper Klein. Tough rebound by O'Neal. Here comes Ali and the Lady Rebels. And Taisha Hodge still on the sidelines after banged up a little bit with Kate O'Neal earlier, Paul. That's got to be kind of a tough loss on the floor if you're Coach Simmons and the Lady Cougars, not having Hodge out there with Foster. It's McKnight trying to get down low. Good hustle by Skinner. And I believe they're going to call Skinner on the foul. And in my book, that's going to be a foul for hustle play in my book. Good foul there by Skinner. That is her third, however, team third. And that is a foul that would like to be given back if you are Skinner. Taisha Hodge back into the ball game.
Yeah.
Let's see how she looks coming back here as Swiger up against Foster. Tough rebound by O'Neal and in. It's tough to stop, tough to box out
absolutely.
Kate O'Neal down low. So that brings the lead for the Lady Rebels to 13, 40-27.
Oh,
Hodge.
There's a shot.
Trying to get back into it. Harper Klein, great offensive rebound. Sheridan Foster.
Oh, great defense.
Great defense there at the top of the key by Lady Rebels, forcing the traveling turnover by Foster. And this is where Franklin can start digging in their teeth a little bit and extend this lead if Centennial is not careful. Working the ball around. Swiger.
There it is.
Nice pass, Gardner to Swiger. 42-27, just over 1 minute left to go here in the third quarter. Slow third quarter for the Lady Cougars. Great defense by Franklin to cause that. Hodge to Foster. Too much mustard on it. As Swiger on the floor with Harper Klein and Hannah Wright. I think that's going to stay with Centennial after the jump ball. So Taisha Hodge to Hannah Wright. Strong to the left.
Oh.
Nice defense by Knight.
Wow, look at O'Neal running the floor after the block. Get it in. Here we
Wow.
go. Kate O'Neal.
Offensive and defensive powerhouse junior Kate O'Neal from coast to coast after the interception. And 44-27 is our lead. 16 points for O'Neal. Hodge inside off the glass
That's
and in.
a nice play.
Harper Klein finding Hodge. And a little bit of pressure here by the Lady Cougars. Closing seconds of the third. Klein with the steal. Slows it up a bit. Hodge with 5 seconds left. Unable to hit.
Boom.
Foster unable to put back the offensive rebound. Little spurts of effort there, here and there by the Cougars. Yep. But a tough, hard-fought third quarter by the Lady Rebels, pushing their lead to 44-29 as we go into our fourth quarter.
Now here's a question I want to raise to you, Parker. Can you remind me of the halftime score?
29-23 or 28-23.
All right. I was going to say 29-22.
Okay. I think
either way,
23.
Either way, it was a great quarter for the Lady Rebels right there.
Look at fouls.
15 points. They kept out of foul trouble.
3 fouls aside, so fouls were great.
Yeah,
but man,
defensive, created some things on the defensive side, which gave them some easy looks on the offensive side. Can they keep the same intensity up? I mean, I'm sure if you asked Coach Jay Johnson, hey, you may score 60 points tonight. How do you feel? Ecstatic. This guy.
Right, absolutely. Only have scored 50 points once this season, and that was against Centennial. But also a 15-point lead is not insurmountable.
No.
The way that the Cougars can go on runs, really, if you're Franklin, stay out of foul trouble and keep the defense, keep Centennial guessing with the different looks of defense. That's kind of what I think helped them there in the third quarter, showing a difference between zone and man. So we will see if 60 points is, in fact, going to happen for the Lady Rebels as they get the possession started here in the fourth quarter. 15-point lead. And tough face guarding by Taisha Hodge, forcing the turnover. And Lila Gardner will give the ball back to Centennial.
You almost want to discredit the fact that really turnover shouldn't really be on Lila Gardner. I mean, nobody was really coming to help her go get the ball.
That is very true.
Petway with the nice move, the shuffle, the scoop, the score.
Nice. Great offensive rebound, able to gather the ball. Petway to Hannah Wright. And we're going to get a timeout, I believe, called by Franklin.
Franklin did call the timeout. Coach Johnson didn't like the way, here's the press. It is coming on. I'm sure this has been a problem that he is driving him nuts is, teams will press him. And you saw right there, Parker, no one was really moving to get open. They were just like with their hands out saying, okay, throw it to me. You're not open, unfortunately. You're going to have to move a little bit. And that's a young team right there.
Sure, and that's a young team with a lead and very susceptible to coming out of the huddle, coming into the last quarter a little flat.
And talking about a team that has rarely probably had the lead in the fourth quarter, especially up by 13.
Exactly. So,
let's see if there'll be some action right here. There's a little cross screen. You get it to Kate O'Neill right there. There's Bergen Ali. She's going to clear it out.
Good half-court defense by the Lady Cougars.
Oh, that's a tough pass, though.
Looks like they're going to get Foster there on the foul. So that'll be her first and team third. Excuse me, that'll be team fourth. So turnover.
Set play right there. Didn't work out.
Hodge kicks to Foster. Foster fighting around the double team. So switch back to zone defense, Lady Rebels. Good patience by the Cougars offense. Inside to Hannah Wright. And jump ball will keep the possession here for the Lady Cougars. Good job by Hannah Wright. Hodge to the right side, blocked by O'Neill. It's got to be 3 or 4 for O'Neill tonight.
Not even questionable. I mean, those are as clean as you can get. Dorn.
Kick into O'Neill. O'Neill from the elbow. Baseline jumper is nice. Good. Make that 18 for Kate O'Neill tonight. Lady Rebels stay in that zone defense. Has been successful all night when they're in it. Again, trying to find Hannah Wright inside. Ooh.
Wow.
Going to get called with the travel. And name of the game for the Lady Rebels defense so far late in this second half. Forced turnovers, and that's exactly what they have been doing. And keeping this lead. Great guarding by Hodge, though, on the ensuing possession, and she will get called on the hand check there.
Nice job by Lila Gardner controlling the the pressure right there
Absolutely.
by Hodge.
Being aware of needing to get over that timeline, he was able to do so.
Oh, wow.
Long pass.
Alley-oop. Gone.
Inside to Kate O'Neill over Petway. And that is how it's done. Just too easy for O'Neill. And that's 20 points tonight. Leading the way for the Lady Rebels. And once again, another turnover forced by that tough, nasty Lady Rebels defense, Paul.
Yeah, things are
kind of turned up.
Absolutely. At zone, they just seem to be a lot more comfortable playing in that zone.
Five and a half left to go here in the ball game. 48-31 is the Lady Rebel lead. Say that 5 times fast. Doran, too strong off the glass. Tough rebound. And looks like they're going to get Bergen Ali there, going for the rebound against Wright. That's
maybe four
that's
for her.
Fourth, right?
Yeah.
Sure is. Looks like McKnight's going to be taking her place. So that'll be Franklin's 4th team foul. Centennial needing to find some points in a hurry. As Katie Rock onto the floor for the Lady Cougars. Foster missing the open 3. Hannah Wright unable to get the long rebound.
What a luxury to have someone like Kate O'Neill that can just, you got a pretty good shot at getting the rebound every time.
Just her presence alone, absolutely. Does a really good job of being aware of where the basket is, where the ball is, and putting her body into position.
It's going to be Ren Dorn on the foul.
I was going to say, is that they get Franklin on the foul there? Okay.
Yeah. Now it's 4 on Dorn. So 4 on Bergen Ali, 4 on Ren Dorn. And you know what? Even though they still have 4 each, the Lady Rebels still have 2 more fouls to give before they hit the bonus.
That's right. And that foul, the foul trouble you spoke of earlier, granted, we are inside 5 minutes left to go in this game with a pretty healthy lead. But, finishing out this year, going into postseason, that is something that they are going to have to be more cognizant of and trying to stay out of foul trouble. O'Neill's done a really good job here in the second half, staying out of foul trouble. Ali, with her aggressive play, has kind of gotten her in it, but the shooters are shooting, the scorers are scoring for the Lady Rebels, and I guess they can kind of afford those fouls by those players at this point in the game, but not necessarily a habit you want to get into. I was going to say, I could have swore I thought I saw the Chick-fil-A cow. There he is.
Where's he hiding the sandwiches? That's what I want to know.
Well, we'll find out in about 4 minutes and 34 seconds.
There he is. I knew you'd find him.
Sheridan Foster with the ball. Lady Cougars trying to get into this lead. Nice ball movement. Yeah. Petway with the loose ball off the glass and one.
I believe that was on Doran.
Is that going to be set number 5 for Doran?
Yeah.
So Ren Doran with her 5th foul. She will be replaced by Reggie Hammond.
Get your money's worth.
That's right. You can't take them home with you.
They cut it to 14. There's still 4 minutes left to play, Parker. Yeah, the press is amped up a little bit.
That's right. Tyra Petway converting the 3-point play.
They get it across and now get it back.
Not a lot of movement on the Centennial defense, but no need as the traveling call. And like you said, Paul, 14 points, 4 minutes. Make your shots and cause turnovers.
I mean, a 3 here can change things pretty quick. If Hodge could get a pass that maybe she could catch cleanly, she had to really work for that one.
Well, with this zone defense, your three-pointers are really going to be your shot to take.
Yep.
They're trying to get it to
Hodge
Foster.
has to jump and get the ball, it just really – that's tipped by O'Neal again, a block shot.
Foster unable to get it over O'Neal. O'Neal with her 4th or 5th block tonight. We're just going to say 5.
Yeah.
And that was a huge defensive stand. That's big points off the board that Centennial needed.
We need to make it up. We'll make it up.
That's right, exactly.
20 points, 5 blocks, 10 rebounds. I really don't know. Seems like she probably has 10.
Can't be far from a double-double. Not at all. Tough man-to-man defense. They're up front by the Lady Cougars.
See, they know that Centennial got to turn the corner. Good catch, O'Neal. That should be an and one, yeah.
It sure is. As they were able to play a little bit of catch with McKnight, Hammond, and Gardner up top, freeing O'Neal down the baseline and up and in. Looking for 23 here is the junior from the line.
O'Neal, 23 on the night.
$17-point lead for the Lady Rebels, 51-34 with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left to go here in regulation. Double team once again. Franklin defense is stingy.
Yep, they're going to get the jump ball now. Offensive substitution, Bergen Ali. She gets.
She's coming back in with 4, right?
Yeah. As long as she doesn't get an offensive foul. Quick release.
O'Neal up to McKnight.
McKnight, settle down. Oh, step, shot.
And a good look there by O'Neal. And good defense there by Harper Klein, forcing the two-pointer the old-fashioned hard way.
And I got to credit Laura McKnight, number 12 right there. When she had the fast break, she settled things down and backed it out, and she knew who she needed to throw to right there with Kate O'Neal. I mean, she's
That's right. It's a veteran
points.
play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Veteran play by the sophomore for sure. And once again, I think O'Neal 100% from the line tonight. I do not remember her missing one.
Yeah, well, listen, even if she did, it's 100%.
That's right.
You got to act like you know, man.
I mean, it's. I know she has 25 points. I know
that's
that.
100% true.
Taisha Hodge with the ball. Hannah Wright.
Oh, that made, yeah.
They're going to get Swiger there on the foul. That's going to be number 7 for the Lady Rebels as well. So both teams will be shooting free throws the remainder of the game. 2 minutes and 19 seconds, that is. Ali back in the game for Hammond. Harper Klein, shot number 1 of the 1-and-1. Able to get her 4th point. The sophomore looking for her 5th.
Nope.
Hannah Wright with the offensive rebound attempt, and we'll keep the ball for the Lady Cougars.
Hannah Wright was having none of that.
Hannah Wright, that lone senior, endless motor, endless leader, good team player that Coach Simmons has talked about. Loves having her on the team. Foster, nice fake
play.
and pull up, and one. Getting O'Neal to overcommit on the shot contest there, and Foster converting on the and one, looking for her 19th point here, leading the way for
Centennial. She's the one girl for Centennial that came ready with a scoring mentality tonight, for sure.
That's right, and Simmons and company has her for another 2 years, along with Taisha Hodge and a lot of other sophomores for both teams that will be back for both coaches and better than ever next year. That is something that both teams will be looking forward to. So we are under 2 minutes. 53-38. Franklin leads Centennial here in our first game of our doubleheader. Foster losing the ball on the fast break.
Riley Gardner picks it up.
Here comes Gardner with the left hand off the glass. That's her first bucket of the game. Hodge from 3 off the mark. Well, Paul, as we reach a minute left to go in this game, great first half. The turnovers forced by the Lady Rebels defense kind of was the key to victory, if you will. Got a lot to look forward to if you're a Centennial coach.
Yeah.
Moving forward as well.
Well, tremendous game plan by Coach Jay Johnson. The Lady Rebels executed nicely, and they did it. I was going to say they did it with Bergen Ali in foul trouble. And she picks up her 5th right there,
right,
I think.
right as you were saying it, too.
16 points for Bergen Ali, 25 for Kate O'Neill. Two-headed monster.
Well, they made their shots when they took them, and they used their scorers really well, like you said.
Yeah. And I must have been misinformed. I thought Bergen Ali fouled, but must have picked somebody different.
I'm not.
May have been Swiger. That's a great rebound.
Speaking of Swiger. So the Lady Rebels will pick up their second win in district play this season. And that'll move them to 2-11, 6-19 on the year. And Centennial will move to 0-12 in conference play. Franklin going to call a timeout here.
Well, it's probably a teaching moment right here. Coach Jay Johnson is, they're probably going to face these Lady Cougars again in the district tournament.
Going to have the 8-9
game. Hey,
game, yeah.
Congratulations, you win that game. You get to play Brentwood.
Hey, but gets them a taste of postseason.
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
A lot of these girls, never really had much experience starting in a varsity game. And being able to play, hey, this for Centennial, that's a rubber match that they want to get back, and a chance to kind of spoil the party, if you will, the next time they see each other. So McKnight will bring the ball over. Working the ball inside, trying to let the clock go. Tough defense still by the Lady Cougars, and will keep them the ball. 8 seconds left to go, trying to get one more for the road.
Well, I thought 60 was the magic number. My bad, Coach Johnson. 57.
Tyra Petway trying to get another shot off. Unable to. And with that, the Lady Rebels win 57-39 over the Centennial Lady Cougars. And Paul Brees, we will be right back for our boys game as these stands start to fill up. Again, I am Parker Hazard. We will be right back for boys action. Welcome back to our doubleheader action, game number 2 at Franklin High School, as the Franklin Rebels host the Centennial Cougars. And Reed Kemp and company for Franklin will start with the ball. Parker Hazard alongside Paul Brees. Paul Brees, 6-6. Franklin Rebels hosting the 7-5 Cougars. The 4-5 matchup here in the district. Reed Kemp with a 3 to start off the ball game. Paul Brees, what do we got?
Well, I tell you what, that's a quick start by Reed Kemp, who has been a scoring machine for these Rebels. You do not want to get him the hot hand, or he can make you pay, and pay often.
Ben Brown unable to finish for the Cougars. Big Matt Thurman and Reed Kemp will start the offense here, leading the way in scoring for the Rebels. On the floor as well, Mason Jones, Taylor Spirito, and Aiden Smiley, as Matt Thurman with the 3.
Matt Thurman expanding his game in the range, hitting the 3 right there.
And Ben Jones with the answer down low. Ben Brown. Just thinking about the offensive lineman for the Titans there for a second. So Ben Brown getting the scoring started for the Cougars. Isaiah Poor, hard defense on Kemp, but Kemp able to score.
Reed Kemp, if you're a Franklin Rebel fan, it kind of makes you miss Reese Glover a little less. This guy could put it in the basket.
Well, the two of them together was a joy to watch as well, for sure. Huge game by Reed Kemp on Tuesday in that triple overtime thriller against Independence. Those threes just started to fall there in overtime. Isaiah Poor unable to hit his 3. And Carter Speedy with the offensive rebound and turnover. Quick 6-point lead for the Franklin Rebels. 6:07 left to go in this first quarter. Scoring has come every possession for the Rebels so far. Spirito trying it himself and gets Ben Brown for the foul.
Nice job by Taylor Spirito, the junior.
And this junior, Paul Brees, that Coach Tiger was talking about, just a big motor, high motor engine, a guy that likes to pass the ball a lot, has a good shooting touch, but is not afraid to give the ball up to his other scorers on the team, and has been a big impact for this team.
Yeah, definitely a blue-collar guy. Going to do the right things, going to be in the right spot.
And with the 2 free throws made, that is an 8-point extension for this lead for the Rebels, as Patrick Garrett with the pull-up from deep 3.
The junior says, I'm not afraid.
And this Patrick Garrett at 7 3-pointers last game against Dixon County, and starting off hot. So here comes Garrett passing it to Pope. If I can get my names right. Isaiah Poor showing off the handles. And the Rebels deflect the ball out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Cougars. Isaiah Poor setting up the offense, letting it go from 3. And 0 for 3 is Isaiah Poor from 3-point tonight. They're going to need him to start falling if they want to stay in the game. Reed Kemp once again. 7 quick points for Reed Kemp.
Better be able to slow him down on the drive. Guy can finish.
Brown kicks to Ellison to reset up top. Good defense by the Rebels. Inside out, inside out. Ellison trying to get something going. There's Isaiah Poor.
Poor got caught on a mismatch with Spirito. drove the ball to the lane and finished. And now Rebels only up by 5.
Slowing the ball down a little bit is Kemp. Speeds it back up. And good defense by Poor, and 3-on-2 fast break for the Cougars. Nice pass down low to Smiley. Excuse me, that is Speedy.
And Carter
finishes. We got Speedy and Smiley. It's going to take me to a couple possessions here. 3-point game. Kemp from up top. It's getting hot, Paul.
Yeah, this guy's got the green light from anywhere. Coach Tiger definitely knows that without number 4,
ten quick points for Reed Kemp here in the first quarter as the Cougars look to answer. Ben Brown doubled down low. And unable to finish was Brown.
A great play by Mason Jones on the defensive post play right there.
Yeah, Mason Jones down there shoulder to shoulder with Matt Thurman. Big bodies down low for the Rebels. As Reed Kemp splits the defense.
Oh, my.
Kisses it off the glass with the left hand.
Send it in.
That is 12 points and an 8-point lead for the Rebels. Isaiah Poor looking to answer. And Andrew Ellison from the elbow.
That's a nice play attacking Matt Thurman, the big fella. Getting it to drop.
And here is big Matt Thurman. Drawing a double team, and Patrick Garrett gets fouled by Spirito on the breakout. And finally a whistle to pause play as a little bit of personnel change here on both sides. Yep. Grant Sargent into the game for the Cougars as well as Luke Westmoreland.
Bedwell and Bevan in for the Rebels. I mean, you look up, there's only 2 minutes left in this first quarter, Parker.
Yeah, not a lot of, no. I mean, what do we have? 2 fouls?
Yeah.
One on either team. Clean play so far. And Centennial working the ball around, trying to get into this lead. Here is Poor and hits.
Yeah. That young man, number 11, Isaiah Poor, 5'11", he knows how to get his ball in the basket.
And without his partner in crime, Dusty Williams, the senior is going to be looked to for
heavily
for some action there. And as we saw last week on our WCTV Game of the Week against Independence, he did just that. As unable to connect Connor Bevan.
Now you got to understand that Isaiah Poor.
Ooh.
Oh, my. No shot.
And calling it on the floor with the charge on Isaiah Poor.
Yeah, so my thought process was this. Isaiah Poor is having to guard Reed Kemp on the defensive end, and he is working hard on offense. On the other end, Reed Kemp not guarding Poor, so obviously he can kind of, take it easy on the defensive end. Not really take it easy, but you understand he doesn't have to work as hard.
Right, and what you're saying is Poor is having to work a little bit harder.
A little bit harder on both ends of the floor.
Getting Kemp on both sides, yeah.
Not saying Poor can't do it. No, he can probably pull it off, but this is going to be a long next 3 quarters for Isaiah Poor.
Aiden Smiley with the poke.
So you got Taylor Spirito guarding. Well, no, now they're in the 2-3 on the out of bounds.
And with that, leaving Andrew Ellison wide open.
Ellison giving this Franklin student body a little signal, says, hey, we're tied up.
It's the Battle of Franklin, Paul.
No way. Reed Kemp.
And with the Reed Kemp miss, we're tied at 17. Isaiah Poor with the ball. 30 seconds left to go in our opening corner here at Franklin High School. Reed Kemp.
No. Man, that would have been an exciting finish right there.
It sure would have been. And Grant Sargent picking up the foul there on the fast break. Breaking up the potential easy 2 from Reed Kemp. Chase Thomas into the game for Andrew Ellison, as well as John Fox in for Isaiah Poore, giving him a rest. Approaching 20 seconds in our opening quarter. Looks like the Rebels may find that last shot. Good ball movement. And
well, here we go, Grant Sargent. Let's see what you can do on defense.
Looking for, looks like Aiden Smiley there down low. Not a bad looking pass, trying to thread the needle. And Sargent with the miss.
Wow.
Carter Speedy with the putback, unable to get it in before the buzzer.
I mean, there's so much confusion right there. Franklin had a sub at the table, didn't get indicated to come in. The ball started to roll, so the guy that's running the clock probably didn't start the clock on time because he was worried about the horn. So
interesting.
Franklin's very lucky that Centennial didn't convert that.
Absolutely. But after that interesting turn of events there, 17-7, we are not tied at the end of our first quarter. And so far, so good. Not very many fouls by either team. Turnovers have been kept to a minimum. Just a solid basketball game, back and forth. Fast-paced first quarter as well.
Yeah. And a lot of that is predicated upon Franklin's Reed Kemp and Centennial's Isaiah Poore. How they go, so does their teams. And both of them have been pretty successful. 17 points in one quarter, pretty good. If you do your math, let's say they scored 20 times 4, that's 80 points.
That's
can
exactly
we keep
right.
this pace up is my question.
Well, we'll see. You know, with Reed Kemp leading the scoring for the Rebels, I think 12 out of the 17 as he gets a break to start the second quarter. We'll see if Franklin looks down low to their big men with Matt Thurman and Mason Jones. Show a little bit every aspect of the game that they have.
Now here's a big thing right here. Poore is out for Centennial. Kemp is out. So now it's going to see which part of the Centennial bench players and Franklin players can get this thing going.
As Garrett unable to finish. And Ben Brown looking for the offensive rebound. Noah McGee and company getting the ball set for the Rebels. Here's Thurman looking for some isolation. Cross to McGee. McGee missing the open three. And here come the Cougars looking to break the tie.
Well, and we're going to see which coach can hold out the least amount of time. Which one is going to put their stud back in first? That's going to be as soon as Reed, Kemp, or Isaiah Poore get up, the other one's going to get up. Guarantee.
That's if I was a betting man, I would go with that as well. So motion offense by the Cougars, unable to get anything going. It's zoned by, I can't tell if it's zone or a man. Good defense by Smiley. Here comes shot. Thurman down low, kicks it out to Spirito and hits. Good quarterback vision there by Thurman.
Yeah. You know, when you're 6'6", you can see over the top of people, it makes it a little bit easier to see who's open.
Jones, double team down low.
Yeah.
Finds Fox. Fox looking to answer from three, unable to, and here comes Thurman. 3-point lead for the Rebels. Send the away Centennial crowd trying to get their boys into it. As Aiden Smiley answers.
And this is all happening with Reed Kemp on the bench getting a rest. And here we go. Isaiah Poore for Centennial getting the and a great set piece right there. Michael Joyner. You want to say Michael Jordan
right
on that play. Nice back door.
That was I think that was Patrick Garrett there finding the pass there. Great cut, great finish, great play, and There's
here we
Mr.
go.
Kemp at the scorer's table, as you said, waiting to come in the game. Smiley, nice hop step. And in. Smiley kind of bringing in that role as Kemp was on the sidelines. 4 quick points by Smiley. And I stand corrected, that's 5 quick points by Smiley. As unable to connect are the Cougars. Thurman with some nice ball handling there.
Got in trouble here with Spirito. Set it up.
Smiley. Back to Jones. Jones to Smiley, the hot hand.
Oh.
Joyner with the rebound. Joyner taking himself. Nice. Off the glass.
Michael Joyner, the senior.
Nice use of his body to shield the ball from the defender, use the glass, and we have a 4-point game. And Coach Tigert and the Rebels will get a timeout.
Yeah, timeout. Hey, you know what? I'm going to waste this timeout because now I'm going to get Reed Kemp in the game. They went 4 minutes without Kemp and Isaiah Poor in the game right there. And it was tied at 17. Rebels up now by 4. So the bench for the Rebels did a tremendous job right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Aiden Smiley leading the way. Michael Joyner over there on the Centennial side as well, off the bench while Isaiah Poor was off. And like we said, not a lot of fouls, just some good basketball so far by both teams. And a game that should have intentions of solidifying home court in a 4-5 matchup here in postseason.
Yeah, Franklin definitely needs to pull this win here tonight. They got a triple overtime win right at Independence last week.
That's right.
Was that your game of the week?
No, that was Tuesday.
Okay.
So our game of the week was Centennial Independence on Friday, last Friday, and then Franklin played Independence in that 3 overtime game on Tuesday, and then Centennial with a huge win over Dixon County as well last week or on Tuesday.
Yes,
a big top 3 team. So staying in this game with a win here at Franklin could push them up into the 4th spot and get that home court advantage. But Reed Kemp and company have something to say about that, and I think we have a good basketball game ahead of us.
Well, this time Isaiah Poor for Centennial not guarding Reed Kemp.
It's a good observation.
He's going with Spirito. Now you just need to clear it out right here.
Good defense so far by the Cougars out of the timeout. In the corner, unable to finish. Number 24 for the Rebels.
Yeah, Brett.
And here come the Cougars. Westmoreland unable to hit from the elbow. So both teams coming up empty out of the timeout. I think we're going to get Michael Joyner there on the foul. So that'll be his first, team 4th for the Cougars. Only 1 foul for the Rebels. Showing discipline early.
Uh-oh.
Bevan to Kemp.
Yeah, you didn't want to give him a head start right there. And Poor, very lucky that he didn't get a block called.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kemp able to finish under contact. Takes the lead to 6. Ellison kicks out to Poor. Poor unable to finish. Here comes Kemp. Slowing the ball down a little bit, looking to drive. Finds Spirito. That was a pretty looking play.
Nice pass, yeah. Headsy play by Kemp.
Joyner pulling up from 3. Found the open shot, decided to take it. Ball's going to be off of Speedy. Rebels regain possession as Spirito will take a break. And in is Aiden Smiley. for the Rebels. Just over 2 minutes left to go here in our first half of basketball. 27-21 is the host Franklin lead. Reed Kemp is a cause of most of those points, as right on cue from the elbow, Mr. Kemp. 16 points.
We got a mismatch, I believe, right here.
Speedy, wide open miss from the corner. And here's where Franklin's going to look to run, Paul.
Well, if Matt Thurman can bring the ball up for the big guy, that can take some pressure off Reed Kemp. Oh, and a nice box out by Smiley to give Clem a shot. But
I think they're going to call a charge foul on Franklin here.
Yeah. Rubbing Clem.
So after the foul on Clem, Cougars look to get into this 8-point lead of the Rebels.
Wow, what a move.
What a move.
Patrick Garrett, the junior.
So cutting the lead to 6 was Garrett. As we are a minute left to go here in our first half of play. Fast-paced game here at Franklin High School. Coach Tyler Hickman over there on the Centennial sidelines looking for some aggressive defense. As I think maybe Paul Franklin's looking for that last shot again.
Yeah, they're going to clear everybody out. Poor's coming up to switch.
And wow, what a good look by Centennial defense there. Is Poor coming up, as you said, Paul. And Luke Westmoreland able to avoid contact with the basketball there in front of his own bench. And with Franklin deciding to go for that last shot, big turnover.
Yeah, and Kemp with a dangerous pass, and that cost him. And now
not likely to see from him normally.
No, Centennial's got a shot here. Down 6, cut it to 3 maybe?
I think here you cut it to 4 or 3 or whatever. Any shot that you can get that's going to go in the basket.
Oh,
and
wide
right
open
here
look.
Was a good shot. 5 seconds left to go.
Uh-oh. 3, 2, what a pass! Ellison!
At the buzzer, Patrick Garrett with a no-look pass to Andrew Ellison. Paul Breeze.
Man!
We have a basketball game, and at the half here at Franklin High School, the host, Franklin Rebels 29, Centennial 25. And we will be right back for second half action. Do not miss. We will be right back. Welcome back to Franklin High School WCTV Game of the Week for second half action as the Franklin Rebels lead the Centennial Cougars 29-25 after a very, very fast-paced, hard-fought first half and a buzzer beater there at the end by Andrew Ellison. Paul Brees, what do we have in store for us here in the second half?
Man, it was a
4-5 matchup.
It was a silky smooth first half, but we got a technical foul to start the half. How about that?
So did we miss something here?
Somebody tell us what happened.
Not sure. But, yeah, it looks like Patrick Garrett is going to be taking some free throws. We also might want to get the ball rack off the court, too.
That could be a problem. Maybe I can go down to our sideline reporter and find out what happened.
Yeah, right. We need to get one of those. So nonetheless, here is Patrick Garrett to start us off here in the second half with a free throw. And you know, Paul, it is showing on the scoreboard that Franklin has one foul to start off this second half as well. So we'll just stay in the dark on that.
Then that means it went to that technical must have been assessed on a player, because if it was on the coach, they would not have put a team foul up there.
Sure.
So.
Well, quickly
something happened.
Quickly before time is even started, the Cougars get into this lead 29-27, cut it to 2 after Patrick Garrett converts the 2 free throws.
Oh, you get 2 points without doing anything? The clock stops?
That's right. So that gives Garrett 7, along with Ellison at 7, leading the way for the Cougars. And Reed Kemp for the Rebels, 16 first half points, came out firing on all cylinders. And Isaiah Poor with 5 points, senior on the floor for the Cougars, looking to get.
Oh, it's a nice move. That is a nice move against Mason Jones.
Looking to get things going, and they do. Down low, Ben Brown with a nice power move, ties our ball game at 29.
That's the blue collar stuff. Spirito kept the ball alive, give him an extra possession. Mason Jones up. Second try, got it.
Good look inside to start that play by Reed Kemp, but great finish down low. Mason Jones gets the Rebels out back
that's
the
really
lead.
deep.
And shooting short was Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett, that probably about a foot or two.
Not afraid to shoot it. Matt Thurman looking to get on the threes as well, as Isaiah Poor quickly down the floor. Garrett will set it up. Poor.
Stop and go. Oh, that's nice. Couldn't finish. Nice play, Brown.
Isaiah Poor unable to finish himself. Big Ben Brown with the offensive rebound. Unable to connect.
Yeah. Late whistle. Who was going to call it?
They were waiting to see who was going to make the call. I think they made a good call there. Thurman a little out of control. And we have started Franklin 2 quick fouls here in the second half. Still hold on to a 2-point lead as we approach 6 minutes left to go in this third quarter, the 2-minute mark. Looking inside to Brown.
Mismatch. And Mason Jones held his own down there defensively.
Absolutely. High percentage shot, able to force it off as Reed Kemp looking to answer on his own. Cougars looking to run. Garrett, speedy from the corner, around and in. And we have a new lead, 32-31, as the Cougars take the lead with the shot by Speedy. Rebels looking to answer as the Cougars are in a zone.
Yeah, they went 1-3-1.
Okay.
1-3-1.
Now, is the 1-3-1 more of a half-court zone, or you kind of convert it from a full court to
a lot of 1-3-1s are used to kind of stop penetration, and you're already out there on the shooter. So, really, the block area right where he caught the ball is the open spot, and so the late whistle and one.
So what you're trying to tell me is that defense is supposed to stop those type of plays?
No, it's to stop the penetration, driving, and
so they were just able to find the man down low. Just a good offensive play.
The short corner or the block area is going to be the weakness in that spot, and that's where they found Matt Thurman right there.
Gotcha.
Matt Thurman, what a great young guy. I mean, he goes down, he's wiping up the floor. He says, you know what?
Well, he knows he's going to be spending some time down there this half. He's got to watch out for number one sometimes too. So I think they're going to get Isaiah Poore there on the blocking foul down low. And Thurman able to convert on the three-point play. Back and forth we go.
Only 7, though, for Matt Thurman. Pretty quiet so far.
Well, Reed Kemp kind of stole the show there in the first half. Quick,
too. I mean, the young man came out of the gates firing. Give Spirito a lot of credit right there. And
great screen up top by Brown. Able to free up Poore for a great look.
Yeah. Only Taylor Spirito can only smile defensively right there. We'd just say, you got me that time.
Yeah, great pick and movement up top. Able to get Poore a shot. And Reed Kemp answering with one of his own.
That's too easy.
Getting scoring going for Reed Kemp's column here in the third quarter. Brown looking to keep things going. Ellison gives to Poore. Poore a little long, and here they come. 3-on-3 break. Kemp all the way.
Ooh.
Reed Kemp, Paul Breeze.
He says, I'm coming. Try to stop me.
Started quiet. Now he's making his presence known here in the third quarter. Stretch the lead to 4 are the Rebels, 39-35. Playing a little hot potato are the Cougars, trying to get something going, unable to penetrate this Rebels defense. But
Speedy.
Find that hot hand, Carter Speedy.
Sits in the corner.
2 for 2 from that spot this quarter. Man, Paul, we got a ball game. Back and forth action.
See that 1-3-1 right there. Stops that penetration to Kemp.
Great defense.
Whoa! Man, Speedy got away with a walk, turned it over unfortunately. Now can Spirito. Oh, what in the world?
Spirito getting the ball from Smiley.
No!
Big offensive rebound and put back by Thurman.
Thurman may have climbed the back, but at 6'6", you can do that.
Thurman going to get called with the block. I believe that was
Garrett.
Mason Jones.
Yeah, Mason Jones. Yeah, Garrett
for the block.
Mason Jones.
What a drive by Patrick Garrett. And that could have gone either way, Paul. That was a great job by, I keep forgetting his name. I'm sorry, Mason Jones. Great job by Jones down there, taking the contact. Just ended up on the wrong side of that one. We'll see if Garrett can capitalize on this three-point play. And he does. That gives Garrett 10. So Garrett will take a rest as Grant Sargent comes into the game for the Cougars.
Now they're going to pick up man now after they played zone the last 4 or 5 trips. So I like the adjustment that Centennial does on deep. Well, that's smooth, Matt Thurman.
By doing that, though, giving a little bit of space with that man.
Absolutely.
And Thurman's going to show you that he can shoot. Man-to-man defense as well by the Rebels. 2.5 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Poore to Brown. Brown short from 3.
Well, that's who you want shooting a 3 if you're Franklin. Go ahead, Ben Brown. Shoot it up out there.
A little outside his range, yeah.
That man can make that shot.
Off a great pick from Thurman.
Smiley keeping it alive. Yep.
When you talk about Spirito being your guy all around the court, being the guy that's going to dive on the floor, I tell you what, Aiden Smiley's right there with him, showing a good, hard-fought game, and that gives him 7 points tonight.
A little confusion right
Sargent.
there. Oh, that's going to be white ball, I believe.
So.
They got called into it. He looked over at the Centennial bench for Mr. Referee and said, okay, I don't have a clue. I'm going to go give it to Centennial.
Nonetheless, Centennial will get the ball underneath their own basket. Great defense by Smiley.
Nice. Yep, you talked about it. Smiley doing the little things. Bevan on the run out. Connor Bevan, nice running the floor right there.
Yeah, great job using his speed, forcing Sargent into the foul. Not a bad foul by Sargent either. Not letting him get an easy layup in, making him get it to the hard way. Bevan connecting with the first points of the night. Isaiah Poore, Carter Speedy, and Ben Brown all getting a rest for the Cougars as Bevan tries number 2. Friendly roll hits, 48-41 Rebels.
Yeah, looked up. It's a 7-point Rebel lead now.
Centennial's got to find a way to work the ball around, get inside as they were trying there.
And there's Spirito doing his thing.
Great hustle by Spirito. Ellison from the corner. Bevan rebounding, and here come the Rebels and Kemp.
This is a great opportunity for Franklin with Isaiah Poore out of the game. Take advantage.
That's a very good point. And Reed Kemp there, eyes on the prize, deciding if he can't get a clean shot, he's going to force a foul. And Reed Kemp with 21 points sees himself at the free throw line. As once again, Matt Thurman, a little help underneath the basket there with the moisture.
This guy's Mr. Clean.
Yeah, right.
They need to come over at my house and sweep the floor. A little vacuuming.
Kemp hits 1 of 2. That gives him 22 points. 3 fouls for either team. And that's a good number here in the closing minutes of the third quarter going into the fourth. Both teams well underneath the bonus on fouls. 2 for 2 from the line for Kemp. That gives the Rebels a 9-point lead. And Coach Tyler Hickman and company will have time out to talk about it. Minute 20 left to go, 50-41, Rebels lead.
We talk about the district standings. I mean, you talked about Centennial and Franklin kind of just playing that 4 or 5 spot. Obviously, home court advantage. Still with a little basketball left to be played is Summit and Dixon County left on the Franklin schedule. So, this is if you say a must win because, Ravenwood kind of knocking at the door right down there at 6. But talk to some people, they kind of feel like the region's kind of in a 3 tiers. You got Brentwood, Dixon, and Summit, and then you got Centennial, Franklin, Ravenwood, Page, and then Indy Spring Hill. So, but they say anything can happen. And that's
Spirito with the block.
Spirito.
Kemp going fast. Spirito up and in. Great start out of the huddle. And yeah, you mentioned those last 2 games for Franklin, and those 2 are also going to be at home. So including this game, they're finishing the last 3 at home.
Yeah.
And being in that 5th spot, not bad. Not a bad schedule to look forward to if you are Franklin. But right now, Franklin has jumped out to an 11-point lead quickly. As we are just under 1 minute left to play in our third quarter, Patrick Garrett hits 1 of 2 from the line.
Again, 10-point advantage. Isaiah Poor, I think when he went out, it was a 5-point advantage, and Franklin took advantage, extended that to 10, down to 9, and here he comes back in the game.
Franklin's forcing those turnovers, fast break points, and just finding the open man, taking ill-advised shots, and forcing Centennial to do the opposite. And so that has helped them get out to that lead. Free throws are going to be key for Centennial too, for both teams, for that matter, with how this game's turning out. So we have approached the 35-second mark left to go here in the third quarter. Franklin slowing it down. Reed Kemp proving me wrong as he goes in hard, drawing the foul once again.
I mean, when Kemp's going to the basket, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to go in.
It's like everyone stops what they're doing. They want to see what happens.
Yeah.
And that is Reed Kemp's 24th point. Matt Thurman taking a seat, taking a breather for the Rebels.
Oh, wow. Uncharacteristic miss.
Hunter Bedwell into the game for Franklin.
Hunter Bedwell. You know what Hunter Bedwell provides? A fast break dunk on WCTV. If he gets that young man right there can jump out of the gym.
6'6", all of 6'6" of them. I would say so. So Isaiah Poor with 7 seconds left to go in the quarter. Kicks. Joyner. Good look.
Oh, wow.
And no foul.
Yeah.
No foul there at the end.
Bevan looked around like, I think I got fouled.
Well, with the Joyner miss, not a bad play by Poor. But Franklin has jumped out to a 10-point lead as we conclude the third quarter of play, 53-43, Rebels over the Cougars. We have one more quarter left to go, a little bit slower of a pace here in the third, Paul, but what does Centennial have to do to get points? Because really, they're doing a good job necessarily not letting Franklin run, so they're slowing them down okay, but what can they do to score points? Franklin's not letting it.
I like it. Franklin, when they play man, it's a little different than they played zone because Speedy down there in the corner for Centennial was just knocking them down. Obviously Centennial kind of what I'd call shorthanded without, Dusty Williams out there.
Not as much height or size down low as Franklin either.
Yeah. So, Centennial just got to realize, okay, let's chip away. Let's at the halfway mark, a 4-minute mark. Let's try to be within 5 and see what happens after that. Try to work this system.
And basketball is a game of runs.
Absolutely.
And Franklin got on one here in the third. So, kind of going off that point you just made, this is the turn for Centennial to maybe start on one.
Yeah, and if things hold true right here and nothing really gets out of control, I don't see Reed Kemp coming out of the game. I don't see Isaiah Poor coming out of the game anymore. So they're going to ride it for the next 8 minutes and see what happens. Here we go.
And as you say that, Matt Thurman himself is also checking into the game.
A little extra breather.
Right, another player that I don't see coming off the floor too much after this either. So the Rebels get the possession to start the fourth. Smiley.
Hunter Bedwell.
Gets to Bedwell. First shot of the game unsuccessful for Bedwell, and here come the Cougars trying to get into this 10-point lead.
Oh,
lazy pass there by Ellison. And Smiley was right there. Good effort by Smiley to try to get the turnover. He will get the 4th team foul. That is his first. Thurman will come into the game for Bedwell. It looks like we're back to the starting 5 on both sides on the floor right now. Poor driving on Spirito. Good defense.
Smart defender is Spirito.
Yeah, Poor looking for a foul there, but good job not letting the contact get to him by Spirito. playing the clock a little bit is Franklin, slowing it down a tad.
Yeah. Well, a 10-point lead. I mean, why not? You don't have to force anything. They're not going to come out and guard you. Sit out there and
good ball movement inside and out. Smiley pulls up from 3. I believe they're going to get.
They're going to call.
I think they're going to get Thurman down low.
Yeah.
So that'll be foul number 2 on Thurman. Team 6 for the Rebels. So if you're Centennial, you want to force those fouls, get to the line. Great athletic play by Isaiah Poor.
Franklin did not do a very good job boxing out after the shot.
Here comes Reed Kemp. Wow,
Ridiculous
what handles.
Yeah.
And forcing a hand check foul there on Garrett. That'll be 1 on Garrett, team 5th. Because neither team really have either any individual foul trouble. So Spirito quickly into Jones.
Whoops, not sure what Spirito was thinking there.
After the turnover, Isaiah Poor with the up and under, unable to finish. Regains possession. Looks like Centennial will call a timeout. Man, what an acrobatic, athletic attempt by Isaiah Poor there, Paul.
I mean, Isaiah Poor, 12 points, but man, he has worked hard for those 12, and probably could have 20 if some of these shots would fall.
And he's having, like you've mentioned before, without his fellow senior out there, he's having a little bit more of a workload. But if you are Centennial here with 6 minutes left to go in the game,
yep,
not necessarily time to panic, but definitely time to tighten it up. No more unforced errors. And if you're Franklin, just keep it on him.
Well, it's it's rivalry week. Parker Hazard. Let's not play around on February 7th, man. I mean, you got Brentwood, Ravenwood going on right now. You got Indy Summit.
I didn't even realize all those rivalries were going on.
It's a who's who. So, hey, day off from school. I mean, well rested.
That's another good point. Interesting to judge how these guys come out here, after a day off of school, maybe not, who knows how much extra prep work they've done for this game, but both teams do not look flat at all.
Well, I'm definitely sure that both coaches brought them into the gym a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Today for a little shoot around.
Buses might not have been moving, but their cars were. Isaiah Poor again, trying to make something work, looking for Carter Speedy there in the corner. Good defense by Thurman. Eight-point Rebels lead. Patrick Garrett under his own basket finds Speedy. Speedy sets his feet. Off the mark. Good rebound there by Jones.
Yeah, Jones, tremendous.
So here comes trap defense from the Cougars. And this is about the time that you're going to have to start playing a little bit more of aggressive defense.
It's going to be a free throw shooting game here, and the next foul. So Franklin's already run off about 25 seconds on this possession.
Great ball movement. Spirito finding Jones.
Well, Spirito just ran over Brown.
Going to get called with the charge. So if that's the 7th foul, shouldn't Centennial be shooting?
Player control. Offense charge. Nope, not awarded. Which is strange, but.
Now with Franklin having 7 fouls, should Centennial be shooting free throws?
Because it's a charge, you don't get rewarded for free throws, even though it's a player control.
That's what you were saying. Got it.
So obviously,
I'm a baseball and football guy.
I know you're fired up for the XFL starting up tomorrow, man.
Hey,
I know you got your team picked.
St. Louis Battlehawks, baby.
Battlehawks, I knew it.
They're closest to home. Got to.
Absolutely.
Speedy from the corner finally finds it home.
Man, I'm telling you what, Speedy has got to be the guy to help Isaiah Poor get some points here.
And it's a good look there with the penetration by Poor, kicking it out. Man. Open shooter.
I love what Centennial's doing. They're running out two people and making Kemp throw it and then make somebody else score. And there it is.
Finding Smiley there. Nice little alley-oop layup off the glass.
Oh, wow. Garrett. Quick shot. Mason Jones, blue collar. Oh!
Through Kemp's legs. Here comes Poor. Answering up and
in. It's in.
Isaiah Poor with the and one opportunity. Thurman's looking for a little bit of goal interference there. To no avail. Isaiah Poor bringing his team within 4.5 minutes left to go. Huge free throw here.
Wow. And again, remember what I talked about at the start of the fourth quarter. Be within 5, halfway. And a great rebound.
Wow, Andrew Ellison.
Cutting it to 3. Oh, and the crowd is coming alive.
Crowds are here, both sides. Speedy, the answer. No good. Here comes Patrick Garrett. Chance to tie. Down low.
Oh, they hustled him. The hustle play.
What a play by Ellison to get behind the defense. Paul Brees.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they need a timeout.
We have a 1-point game at 4 minutes. And look at the Centennial sidelines. Tyler Hickman and company are fired up.
Yeah.
And Coach Tigert having to slow this train down. And what did we talk about runs at the beginning of this second half?
You're not kidding. Here we are. We're at the 4-minute mark, and they're within 1. Tremendous comeback. For 4 minutes, they've outscored the Rebels.
Well, would it be a battle of Franklin without this storyline?
Absolutely not.
Great storyline for both teams. Great atmosphere. And both teams, like we said, battling for that spot, battling for that home court advantage. And both teams fairly young, too. Great basketball. Great basketball tonight, Paul.
Well, again, I mean, you're talking about on paper, even. I mean, we can't ask for a better game.
No, not at all.
We just got to hope that no cheerleaders overflip right there, because that always makes me nervous seeing them go all the way down the end, baseline to baseline.
Hey.
Yikes.
Hey, I'm glad they can do it. That's because I surely can't. I'd much rather watch somebody else do that. All right, Paul Brees. 3:59 left to go here in our ball game. 55-54, 1-point Franklin lead.
And it was the changing defense by the Centennial Cougars.
And you mentioned that.
That made, they took Reed Kemp and they doubled him. He had to give it up and he couldn't get it back.
And Bevan.
Yeah, Smiley looks like he's going to be the guy.
Bevan finding Smiley there on the baseline. Garrett.
No way.
Cash money. NBA 3 range. Woo. Give the man space. He's going to shoot it. We have a tie ball game, a 57-57 here at Franklin High School. Man. Paul Brees.
This is unbelievable atmosphere. We may not have a full packed house, but what we do have is a tie ball game with 3:32 left on our WCTV Game of the Week as Garrett just sets up Kemp. Bang!
He got Kemp looking to his left for that screen. It didn't show up, and man, what a shot. This is a guy that made 7 3-pointers on Tuesday against Dixon County. Had a couple bad shots here in the game, but when the time matters, Paul Brees, he's coming in big.
And you got to give him and Speedy credit, number 22, who have kind of taken over for the absence of Dusty Williams.
Absolutely, and then that last 2 minutes of gameplay there, Andrew Ellison, big plays down low, getting into this lead. And, boy, I'm sweating up here just watching. 3.5 minutes left to go here in regulation.
So now they've changed it. They got Smiley up top, and they're trying.
Same type of defense, though, yeah?
Oh, it is a bang, Bevan.
It's a Connor Bevan show if you're going to leave him that much room. Okay. Here's the chess match. Here we go. Isaiah Poore thought about it.
Oh, it's a gap right there by Spirito.
Looking for some isolation. Good defense by Spirito. And with Garrett in his back hip, here
they got to be careful of the next foul. You do not want Reed Kemp shooting 2 free throws.
And the other person you're not going to want to shoot free throws is going to be that man right there, Matt Thurman. Pretty decent free throw percentage this year. Not a bad foul either. You're slowing down the half-court offense of the Rebels. 2:46 left in the game. You're down by 3. Not a bad foul.
Nope. Oh.
Goodness gracious. And they're going to get Smiley on that loose ball foul.
Now it's Carter Speedy's going to come up, and he's going to be able to shoot a 1-and-1.
So let's see which team, like you said earlier. I mean, free throws. It's going to come down to free throws. I feel like, especially the way this game's going. Let's see which team has shot more in the gym this week after practice.
Whoa!
Looks like Thurman almost got called for a lane violation.
Smiley jumped in the lane a little early.
Oh, is it Smiley too?
Yeah.
And Speedy connects.
Carter Speedy, the senior.
On both. That is 13 points for Speedy.
Now defensively, Centennial got Isaiah Poore on Reed Kemp. They're kind of running here.
Yeah, Poore doesn't look like Poore's going to come off ball. He's going to
stay on him the whole time. There will be no switching. And he may not let him get it back. Oh, no. Oh, man.
There he is. Watch out. Watch out. Oh, goodness gracious. As Thurman with the foul on Poore, I say watch out. Last week, Poore almost took the house down with the dunk on a fast break.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
I was thinking we might be able to see it, but
you know what? The problem was
Thurman wasn't going to let it happen.
Yeah, Parker, the problem was he was coming on the left side. Guys go on the right-hand side, that's more comfortable for him. So,
hey, for 5'11", the kid's got some bunnies, let me tell you. He gets up there.
Huge free throws coming up, and, hey, give the young man credit. Defensively, he picked Reed Kemp, who is hands down probably best ball handler in the district.
Now that I think about it, Coach Hickman over there, is it that genius of a play or a call to keep Poore out of most of that third quarter and a little bit of the beginning of the fourth?
Give him a little rest, yeah.
Because now he's all gas, no brakes here in the fourth, and looking to take the lead, and he does.
Man. Now he's looking for him. Yep, Poore found Reed Kemp. Somebody else for.
So Reed Kemp, 24 points.
It's definitely a little more pressurized.
Absolutely.
But Reed Kemp says, I got you this time.
Avoids contact and in. 26 points, Reed Kemp. Gives the Rebels a 1-point lead, 62-61. Right underneath 2 minutes left to go in this game. Isaiah Poore up top. Kicks to Speedy. Back to Poore.
Oh,
back
man.
to Speedy. Don't tell me.
Short.
Not a bad looking play there.
That's a great play by Centennial. Just couldn't finish.
Reed Kemp slowing the ball down for the Rebels.
Better come over and help Carter Speedy. Unbelievable. Kemp, he started his way. He's into the game this way. 28. Garrett short.
Desperation shot by Garrett. Ill-advised. 3-point lead for the Rebels.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was way quick, Parker.
Losing his footing is Poore. And we're going to get a charge call on Reed Kemp.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, I mean, regardless of the call on the floor, first foul for Reed Kemp tonight. First foul. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there with how hard he's been playing.
Absolutely.
Heck of a game for that young man. All right, so new life for the Cougars as Poor brings up the ball to half court, and we have reached a minute left to go in this ball game, Paul Brees.
Yep.
Garrett, quick trigger, and he hits a huge three, biggest three of the night. And that corner has been wide open all half for the Cougars.
Absolutely.
After missing a couple ill-advised shots, Patrick Garrett is keeping his team in it.
That time his feet were set, and that was just a Patrick Garrett shot of what we are normed to see.
Right, yes, showing off that pretty stroke. But something to think about here or look at, Taylor Spirito on the Rebels side with 4 fouls, Matthew Thurman with 3 fouls. Not saying this game is over by any means or that it's not over, but overtime's got to be in your mind just a little bit with those fouls.
Yeah.
And how they're gonna come out of the huddle and play these last few possessions is going to be interesting.
Well, if you're Centennial, it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Hickman comes out with defensively. If they see Kemp bringing the ball down, I would say that Poor, and they're going to bring that extra defender up and make somebody else beat them.
So you're thinking stay aggressive here.
And if you know, what Centennial brings is that they have someone to match Matt Thurman in the post, where most teams may not have the 6'6", 6'7" guy that can guard Matt Thurman down.
That is true. And Big Brown down there, 6'6". He does show a little bit of.
Now we see a full court press. This is unusual.
Thurman finding Smiley to Bevan and in. What a chance.
Coach Tiger, he's like, that was not what I drew up.
That face right there shows us that how lucky they got able to find Smiley.
Speedy.
In the corner.
Got it.
Goodness gracious. Hands all over the ball. Able to keep control of it. Paul Brees, we have a ball game.
Let's see who comes up to help. Reed Kemp. Here comes Garrett.
Got to think this is the last possession if you're the Rebels.
Oh, he may have traveled.
And instead they're calling the block, Paul.
Spirito gets bailed out on the block. And here he comes to the line. 7 points.
Wow. And biggest free throws of the year.
Yeah, and it's the loudest it's been in this gym tonight. Spirito 1 and 1. Oh, it rims out. Here we go.
Isaiah Poor.
Do we got a timeout? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I was going to say, don't tell me yet, Paul. I was like, I think we got one more play to draw up first. Goodness gracious. Well, folks, as we see here.
Play. Bevan on the baseball pass by Thurman, who
nice little corner post.
Who would probably be the last pick, Matt Thurman, on a baseball team.
Yeah, that's right. But look at the eyes. Heads up by Smiley, able to find Bevan.
You're exactly right.
Just a gorgeous play. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us and have not been with us, you have missed a game or are enjoying a heck of a game. Both teams looking to leave this gym in 4th place here in the district. And just a clean basketball game, honestly. Fast-paced, both sides.
Yeah. You got Reed Kemp with 28 leading the way for Franklin. You got Patrick Garrett with 18 leading the way for Centennial. So
look at that. You got 18, 11, 15, 14.
Oh, man. Centennial top to bottom is 4 guys in double figures in high school basketball. That's pretty good.
That's a heck of a stat right there to go home with.
All right.
All right. Here we go, Paul.
Do it, Patrick.
11.2. And here's our ball game. Patrick Garrett at the point, looking for Poor.
2-3 zone. 2-3 zone.
They're going to force that shot, and here it is. And unable to hit the last-second three. And that was an interesting move, like you said, Franklin into the zone defense. And it turned out to work. So at the end of regulation, folks, we're going to overtime.
Yeah, and I think you're 100% right. When they went zone, I think Coach Hickman had drawn up a man play because Poor was down here in the left corner, and I think he was coming up, and he was going to come off a ball screen or something.
Yeah, exactly. They were looking for that ball screen, but with the zone defense, there's always going to be that other guy on the other side.
So tremendous move by Coach Tiger.
I was going to say, great chest move there.
Woo, we got to sit down here for a second.
We need to holler at the trainers down there, maybe toss us up a Powerade bottle.
You people at home got to realize we're having to stand up for the boys' game because we can't see over the top of the students.
Which we're not apologizing for.
No, absolutely not.
We love seeing it.
Science says that heat rises, and, man, it is hot up top.
It is indeed, and we're watching a hot game tonight, too. I don't know how the other, like you mentioned, rivalry week, how these other games are going, but folks here got their money's worth, and we're going to play some extra basketball. And Franklin already in an overtime game earlier this week.
Yeah. Was that triple?
Triple overtime against Independence.
And they pulled that off, so.
And that's when Reed Kemp decided to start playing. So we'll see if 28 points is him just getting warmed up or not. But it looks like for both teams, all except Bevan on the Rebels side will have their starting five. And
it looks like they're going to concede the jump ball.
They are, yeah. So Smiley and Speedy. That's Ben Brown. And Brown wins the tip. Garrett will get this overtime started for the Cougars.
See, I think this is the play that they were going to try to run.
Yeah, they're gonna get Speedy stepping on the baseline. Isaiah Poor.
Oh, man. That is a hustle play.
Good sportsmanship and sign of respect there by both guys. Reed Kemp knows the extra time in the ice bath later is going to be because of Isaiah Poor tonight. Just showing great defense, but playing out of this building is Reed Kemp tonight. Interesting. Thurman's not helping out with the towel this time.
That's a great.
It's overtime.
Observation. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Overtime.
Yeah. He said only work 4 quarters.
That's right.
Don't make me work 5.
Not over. Yeah. There's only one job. He's working in overtime.
A gentleman probably said, Matt, is this okay?
So big Matt Thurman to inbound.
There we go. Not the baseball pass right there by Matt Thurman.
Yeah, it's I still can't get over that play. That was a heck of an inbound play. Reed Kemp.
Oh.
Step back.
Bang.
Peanut butter and jelly Reed Kemp. Couldn't help to crack a smile after that shot. Goodness gracious. 69-66. Rebels lead. 3:15 left to go here in overtime. Cougars looking for their first points here in the period. There's Speedy again on the baseline. Ellison. Huge answer.
The answer.
Andrew Ellison, huge fourth quarter, coming in with big shot, first 3 points here for the Cougars in overtime. Let's check out this defense, Paul, by the Cougars. Straight man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing you can do there if you're Ben Brown.
That's silly.
Great floater. That's
now
33
here we go.
for
This
Kemp.
may be a good mismatch right here. Oh, Ellison just couldn't get his feet going. Speedy.
Unable to gather that offensive rebound.
Now Poor is guarding Spirito. Garrett's guarding Kemp. And that, my friend, is a way to drop the dime.
And lost him. Spirito sneaking in on the baseline. What a play by the Rebels. 4-point lead. Garrett kicks to Speedy. Ellison looking inside to Brown. Good defense by Thurman. Poor calling the signs out. Here he goes. Too much muscle off the glass. Speedy, excuse me, Smiley with the rebound. And 6 straight points for the Rebels. And we will have a timeout. 1:37 left to go here in our first overtime. 73-69, Rebels lead. As we see that backdoor play. Kemp getting the double team and just finding his man down low. That was beautiful.
And we talk about, I mean, obviously the play that Kemp creates and draws the attention of 5 defenders. You got to give credit to Spirito. We've said it from the start. The guy knows where to be in the right spot, and he was at the right spot.
And he knows how to play the game with 4 fouls, Paul, because the entire fourth quarter he's had 4 fouls, and he's still in the game. So that right there just shows you.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you a little tidbit, on Taylor Spirito. His brother, Brandon Spirito, played here at Franklin. The guy was the biggest Tim Tebow fan.
Oh, boy.
He wore number 15 in football, in basketball.
Go Vols.
I am shocked. I guess Taylor did not catch on that Florida bandwagon. Brandon, his brother, ended up at Florida University as well to not continue to play, but obviously just to go to school there.
Sure.
So I don't know if 15's retired or if Taylor decided, you know what?
Percy Harving wore number 1 at Florida. I'm just thinking. I was just trying to think of another big name.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of another Florida big name. I couldn't. So after a good start to overtime, Franklin Rebels will have the ball still. And Garrett looking to tie up the ball for a jump ball is going to get called for the personal. Number 3 for him.
And Matt Thurman quickly says, "Wait a minute, we got some spillage on the floor. Let's get this sweat up, boys."
I wonder if he has his own towel, his own perfect fabric for the floor. He seems like the type of guy that would.
What was the thing on the Home Shopping Network that
ShamWow.
ShamWow.
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about the ShamWow anymore.
Sorry. They did not endorse. We're not sponsored. I'm sorry.
No, it's
okay. A product that would soak up.
Oh boy, we're getting off the tracks.
Yeah, we're getting paid nothing for this extra. Entering the lane too quick.
No, it's going to be on after Aiden Smiley missed the shot. They're going to get Ellison there on the rebound.
Okay. So it wasn't a lane violation. It was a foul after the shot.
Yeah,
okay.
On the floor. So now 10 fouls on either side, reviewing free throws all night long.
All the way home. Man, this is huge. Give him a second chance. Now he gets 2 at it.
Connor Bevan with first out of 2. That will give him, I think that's number 9 tonight, looking for point number 10.
Yep.
And that'll extend the Rebels' lead to 6. With 1:34 left to go, Isaiah Poor letting the ball roll to midcourt. Taking it all the way and getting contact and 1, and I think that's going to be number 5 on Spirito.
Yep. Now we're going to see who Coach Tigert comes in with. I would think you'd try to put a free throw shooter in. I mean, he's got to look down that line and see who's our best free throw shooter is. I'm not
Probably
sure.
Thurman or Kemp right now, but I
would think maybe Noah McGee.
Okay.
No,
I was going to say
Mason
bring in Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
And talk about that last play by Poor. Finally able to get some penetration into the lane, under control, drew the contact, and able to finish like he knows he does, if that makes sense. Isaiah Poor with 16 points tonight. And he finishes the three-point play, brings us to 75-72. Rebels lead by 3.
Well, somebody better stop Thurman.
Thurman coast to coast. And are we going to get a foul on that?
They've been on 15.
Oh, they got it on. Okay. Called it on Westmoreland. I was watching Ellison on that defensive play, so there's no way it could have been on him. I missed Westmoreland in there on the backside.
Wow, Thurman has really had a tough night at the stripe.
Yeah, the past few ones a little uncharacteristic of him. And he makes the second. And Coach Tigert will call a timeout for the Rebels. And with that timeout, that brings us to our break. 1:22 left to go here in overtime. Our first overtime at that. 76-72 is the Rebels' lead over the Centennial Cougars. And Paul Brees, the points are being scored by Franklin in this overtime. Maybe not necessarily by their big-name playmakers. Their playmakers got them to overtime, but looking at Smiley, Bevan, a couple other guys off the bench, big nights for them as well.
Absolutely. The guys on what we call the role players. Know your role, do your job, let's go home a winner.
You know who started off as the best role player in the NBA, who sixth man of the year, who's now probably top 3 in the league? James Harden. He's a role player when he was with the Thunder.
Yeah.
The Thunder with Westbrook and Durant. That right there is the staple. That is what you want out of a basketball player.
Now Harden likes to shoot it a lot.
Right.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, his assist numbers have gone down a whole lot. Definitely. But now he's got Westbrook back, so we'll see what happens. But definitely tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought he had Chris Paul. Who does Westbrook play for?
The Rockets.
No.
Yeah. He's with James Harden now.
And Chris Paul?
Chris Paul, he's in Oklahoma City. I might be wrong. I don't know. Who knows? Lance is going to be so upset at me that I didn't know that. Well, here we go. Approaching 1 minute, 76-72. Cougars down by 4. And turn the ball over. And there's our role player we're talking about.
Yep, Smiley.
See, I got you.
Whoops. That's got to be a block.
And these Franklin students showing loud and proud. We're not able to see there the near side baseline there. Sideline, excuse me. So Reed Kemp at the line for 2. That's your guy from the stripe right there. That's who you want shooting your free throws.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two for 2. (78-72). We are under a minute. Centennial needs to work fast. Cross court to Ellison. Speedy from 3. Had a good look. Big offensive rebound by Poor. Got to work fast. And the step back jumper by Garrett, unable to hit. Here comes Reed. And Reed Kemp.
Shut it down, Reed Kemp says.
With a huge 2-pointer, giving an 8-point lead for the Rebels. And a ticky-tack foul called on Reed Kemp. Nonetheless, an 8-point lead with 18.6 seconds left to go in this game. Reed Kemp might have just done it.
Reed Kemp, 37 on the night. How about that?
I don't even think I remember calling a game last year with Reese Glover at that many. To be honest with you, because they worked together. They both were.
You know the thing about Reed Kemp, a lot of his are 2s.
True, very true.
So that guy right there, number 4, Reed Kemp, he's doing it the hard way.
It just can't say enough about Reed Kemp. High motor, dual sport athlete, great conditioning, just a team guy, and only a junior, I believe, right? Yeah, junior. So.
Absolutely.
So Centennial will start fouling as they are down 6 with 17.3 seconds left to go here in the game, and Mason Jones will go to the line to shoot 2. The Paul Brees next week. We have a
Where we at?
We
What
have
are we
a
doing?
Valentine's Day game next
Oh,
week.
that's right. I can't be there. I apologize, man.
Hey, you got to keep the wife happy, right?
Well, yeah, no, but you're
Hey, you know, we'll be at Summit High School. Page visiting the Spartans. Isaiah Poor trying to keep his guys in it to no avail as Thurman gets fouled down low. But yes, the Summit Spartans will be hosting the Page Patriots. That should be a good matchup there, especially for the boys' side, with that mid-team traffic jam you were talking about earlier. So we will be there next week. I think you and Michael will leaving me alone. So I guess y'all will be here in spirit as Thurman, is extending the lead for the Rebels, and that will take the Rebels the overall record to 16-8.
And it's not because taking my wife out for Valentine's Day. It's because my JV team will be in a tournament, and I kind of have to be there.
Hey, that's important. That's very important. And hey, we'll see if we can get a game like this.
There we go.
We saw it tonight in that tournament. But there we have it, folks. Here at Franklin High School, we have a final in overtime. 81-76. Franklin on top of Centennial, getting the season sweep. And Paul Brees, we have a heck of a season left ahead of us. But for tonight, we are finished. For Parker Hazard and Paul Brees, we will see you next time. See ya.